Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020. I just assumed that I was making a quotation mark sign with my hands when I said Ballface8020. I know you guys can't see me this time. I'm back again, but this time I don't have another great commentary for you guys. I have another great response video. Actually, not another great response video, but first a great response video. Maybe there will be others after this. We shall see. I wanted to make this response video because this was a video that I first saw as a response. Undead Chronic did a response of it way back in the day. So I saw Undead Chronic's response, and it was kind of if you're familiar with Undead Chronic, it was kind of the typical Undead Chronic thing. But I was actually intrigued enough by the video to just go watch it on its own. So let's just try to. I'm just gonna go through it and do a commentary as we go along, and we'll see if. To me, I think it touches on kind of two things that I'm interested in. One is femcells, and the other is just straight black pill. I know black pill is more associated with men, but there is this kind of offshoot femcel community. Although they tend to call themselves pink pilled instead of black pilled, because they are a little bit different. But I think that they're closely related enough that we can talk about both of them. So I like how this video kind of can show us kind of sort of both sides. So let's get into it.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I won't do all the dances. I will spare you the torture. But as you guessed from my introduction and by the lovely words of Miss Beyonce, I'm a single lady, no ring on this finger. So I'm 31 years old. I have my PhD in history. I would consider myself.
Oops, sorry about that.
And I'm pretty much happy about everything all the time. But I'm not married. I'm not engaged. I'm not even close. So according to traditional gender norms, I'm a failure. And I feel a lot of pressure to get married and settle down, and I want to. I want to find someone who's right for me. I want to find someone to share my life and love and experiences with. Eventually get married and pop out a few spawn. Typical. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't worked out for me yet.
It's going to become increasingly clear to you guys as this video goes on, why it hasn't quite worked out for her yet.
Obviously, my educational and career choices have forced me to move around a little bit in the past few years, but even still, I'm fun, I'm charming, I'm not completely hideous.
Yeah, I just want to make a quick commentary on her looks. First of all, man, I really don't want to be crude here. But would I hit it? No, but that's because as I mentioned in a previous video, I have very high standards, and she is too tall for me, and her frame is too big, and she's too heavy. But I actually think she was saying that she's not completely hideous. I don't really see anything wrong with the way she looks. I think she does have actually a pretty nice facial structure, and her hair is good quality. So it's whatever is keeping her. I don't know if she calls herself a femcel or not, but she's certainly single, and it's not looks that are keeping her single.
I'm not high maintenance. I love cooking.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that.
I like watching sports. I like having sex. So
gross.
I've got a lot of pros in the minds of the male of our species, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, guys, it's not just me, right? The laughter is already turned to nervous laughter, right? I mean, I think that at this stage, I'm already uncomfortable, and imagine what the people in the audience are feeling. It is going to get worse.
I think I'm a pretty decent catch. And in terms of what I want for a guy, well, when I was young.
Yeah, okay, I think I'm starting to see the problem here.
I created a long list of all the things that I wanted in my future husband. And there was all sorts of personal qualities and physical attributes and just general skills or possessions that I thought would be useful. Well, as I'm getting older, this list keeps getting smaller and smaller. The first thing to go was all of those materialistic things. I didn't really care about those. The next thing to go was the skills.
Women want your genes. They don't care about, those quote materialistic things that she called it. And she's about to say that she doesn't care about the skills either. They want your genes.
They would be useful, but I don't really need someone that's good at computers and cars and construction. So as the list started to dwindle, the problem was I started to feel like I had given up some things that were really important. And I was going to have to settle for somebody that wasn't going to make me happy and maybe wasn't going to treat me very well. So I backtracked and I came up with most important things to me. Okay, so I don't care if it's superficial.
Well, that's a black pill. And, she was willing to take handsome out, but she wasn't willing to take tall out. And tall was the first thing on her list, even when she was a little girl. So I think that tells you quite a bit. I don't really want a Heitzberg here. And this is one case where I'm going to actually have to. Look, women like what they like. I get that they don't like short guys and they love tall guys, whatever. But in this case, insofar as my opinion on this matters at all, which it does not. So I definitely don't want to be bashing women here. I'm going to cut her some slack on the height thing because she's saying taller than me, and this is a girl who is 5'10". So, I can understand any girl really wanting a girl who's taller than her because, me, I'm not, I was never really in the dating market, but there was a time where at least where I got with girls, and certainly it wasn't a preference, it was a requirement that she be shorter than me. Just because I just whatever, but that's and now maybe if I had been like 6'3" or something, I would have been. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I can understand somebody. I can understand any girl wanting somebody who's taller than her, especially if she's going to say later that she's 5'10", so she's probably already insecure about her height. She wants a guy. She doesn't want to be with a guy who makes her feel less feminine when she's already insecure about it. So I'm gonna, this is a black pill, but I'm gonna cut her some slack on this one. Let's continue.
And shallow. I want somebody that's taller than me. I am 5'10". I am not a small girl. All right. I don't want somebody that's going to make me feel any bigger than I already am.
See what I mean?
I want somebody that shares my political beliefs, which is not important at all to some people. But I've dated guys with different political commitments, and I've realized that I don't like to argue. And I cannot be James Carville and Mary Madeline. I can't do it. I want somebody that's smart. I'm smart. And I want somebody I can talk to. They don't have to have a PhD necessarily, but they can't be threatened by mine. Basically, just somebody that has the general sense of intellectual curiosity and a love for learning. I need somebody that's ambitious and hardworking. I can't respect you if you don't have goals. And then, of course, the general sense of humor, kind, honest, laid back, non-smoker, likes cats.
Why is she telling us this? You can blame me, blame all of us because we're watching this. But what the hell is going on here? Why is this a TEDx talk?
Etc. So I don't think that this list is unreasonable.
I agree. I think the list is fine.
And yet, here I stand, maybe, single like a slice of Kraft.
That applause was purely done to ease the awkwardness.
And what's worse is that everywhere I look in popular culture, especially in men's and women's magazines, I am bombarded by all sorts of messages pressuring me I need to get married and settle down. And it's kind of interesting. I read through the female magazines, and they have articles about how to find true love, where to find a man, where's Mr. Right. The quizzes are always asking, why am I still single? Where's my crush? Meanwhile, the men's magazines are touting singlehood and bachelor life. There's actually advice about how to avoid commitment, how to avoid marriage, how to dump your girlfriend. I'm sitting here crying in my wine, taking a quiz over why he doesn't like me, and this is what the men's magazines are saying? Not to mention the endless assault of cliche questions I get from everybody in my life.
Okay, did you think it was bad so far? This is about to get a lot worse.
BuzzFeed came out with this list a few months ago in August, and it's 24 things single people are tired of hearing. And boy, it is spot on. So, for example, how are you still single? You're so great. I know, right? Don't you ever get lonely? Don't you want kids? Yeah, duh, obviously. You should try online dating. That's my favorite. I'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry, you'll find someone. Just don't turn into a crazy cat lady. Too late on that one. You should let me set you up. Hell no.
Okay, see, here's where I'm kind of losing her. Or she's kind of losing me. Look, this is tough for me to really relate to. I've mentioned before, I'm 36. I have never had these things said to me. What I suspect is happening is that she is bringing up her unhappiness with being single to probably every person she comes in contact with. So they're giving her these blue-pilled buzz phrases. But these things are like, so they're tired of, if you're tired of hearing about, like, maybe people are just coming up to her and saying these things, but I really don't think so. I think that she's saying these things, and then so people are kind of like, they don't know what to say, so they give her they either don't think about it and give her some blue pill advice like, oh, you're great, or something, it'll happen, stuff like that. And she doesn't want to hear these. But then, like when they're saying like, you should let me set you up, and she's all pissed off about that. It's well, and she was just saying like, hell no. It's like, well, why not? I mean, I, I thought she didn't want to be single, right? And now the one thing that I'm going to give them credit for two things on this list. And one is, I wish I was still single. I think that I could see how that would really irritate some people who are, upset enough about being single that they're complaining about it. And if you stop looking, it's just going to happen. That's probably not great advice. I'm not sure how common that is. So yeah, let's continue.
And then, of course, don't give up, it'll happen. And then when you stop looking, it'll happen. Which one is it? And my absolute favorite, you should put yourself out there more. All right, listen. Just listen. I'm out there, all right? I'm trying,
She's like legit pissed right now.
I'm not going to the bar. I'm not, on the prowl. I'm a little too close to cougar status right now. But I'm keeping my eyes and my mind and my heart open.
Okay, one more time. Why is she telling us this again? I just don't get it.
And I have tried that online dating. And I've met some really great guys on there. But overall, my experience has been horrible. I don't know how well Martha has done, but more often than not, my suitors involve weird encounters, all sorts of insults to my looks and my education and my taste in movies and music, etc.
All right. Yeah, I've heard that online dating can be rough for women because they have to deal with a lot of really gross guys. But here's the thing: coming as somebody who's done sales, like this is it's called prospecting. You have to it's unpleasant. Like if you're trying to like get new business to drum up and you don't want to spend on advertising, you've got to just cold call or do some go reach out to business owners, people who might want your services, and you're going to get a lot of people who are really just pissed off that you bothered them. So I mean, that's really unpleasant, and I would say that's probably more unpleasant than dealing with gross guys sending you dick pics. I mean, I'm sure that's. I mean, I'm not trying to play that down. I'm sure it's horrible, but I mean, it's prospecting. It's what you have to do. I mean, I mean, she's saying that like this is what she wants, especially when she says that she has met some great guys. You've just got to accept that these grossness and bad experiences and whatever are just part of the price, are just part of the cost of doing business. And so she's not really helping herself here.
And more than once, a circa like 5'4", 300-pound dude hitting on me, which looks aren't everything. And I applaud your confidence, buddy. But really, come on.
Well, that fell flat with the audience. I think that this, I'm not sure if this girl is a narcissist or not. Initially, I was thinking she was. Now I think that she might actually just be kind of a bitch. But anyway, that's a black pill for you.
And then, of course, the typos. Good God, the typos. The very first thing it said on my profile was, I have a PhD. And yet, hey girl, you fin. So, yeah, translation. Hey girl, you fine. How about you hit me up and get with me? Hey, right? I didn't reply. And then we have...
I just want to point out again how uncomfortable the audience obviously is.
Oh, here we go. Finally. Okay, so I think I'm a decent catch.
Yeah, you said that already.
I think I'm realistic.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
And I'm out there trying.
You need to try harder.
So I have a few words of advice for everybody that wants to butt their noses in and give me some information to help this poor, tragic single girl. When you feel that word vomit bubbling up, when you feel that, well, are you seeing someone? Just consider this list first, okay? So here we go. Number 1, don't ask me about my love life. If I have something to tell you, if I have some great news, if I've met someone that merits discussion, I'll tell you. Until then, there's only one correct answer to this question. And when I give the wrong answer, it just leads to disappointment and awkward feelings for both of us.
I kind of like that first point. That was good.
So don't ask me about my love life. Number 2, it's not contagious. I don't get why married people think they only can hang out with married people. Please don't cut me out of your life because I don't have a spouse.
Oh my god. All right. I mean, I'm already going over on time here, but I mean, there's a lot to unpack with that statement. All right, look, guys. I understand her frustration, but when people get married, they're not in that single life anymore. You are. I mean, I don't think they're trying to cut you out of their life. Now, what they probably, I mean, I can understand, but they're going to want to, they're going to want to do things together. And when they go out, they're going to want to hang with married couples, not hang out with some weirdo who's probably complaining all the time. Like, I mean, like, does this woman seem like she'd be fun to hang out with, or is she going to be somebody who's bitching about her pathetic love life the whole time? I mean, look, I know how frustrating it can be. Like for me, it's never been a problem. But like I'm I'm kind of antisocial, but I'm not kind of. I am antisocial, but so I'm not. I don't want to trivialize it because she's already frustrated with her inability to find something. Now she said she's 31, so she's seeing her friends get paired up and stuff. But I don't think they're trying to cut her out of their life. It's just that they're into married life and they can't be as involved and friends with her as they were when they were still single. It's just how it goes. I don't think that they're thinking it's contagious or anything.
I'm not terminally ill. It's not contagious.
Oh, also the audience is uncomfortable as fuck.
We can still be friends. Stop the pity party. Oh, if I get one more sympathetic head tilt and, patting on the arm, it's going to be okay. You'll find someone. Oh, I could just scream. Stop the phony sympathy. Try genuine support instead. And I don't really know how to explain this except to
You don't know how to explain it because what you said doesn't make any sense.
think of my closest friends that tell me, they're excited when I'm excited. And when it goes wrong, it's no big deal. In connection with that, it's harder on me than it is on you. I will never understand when I hear through the grapevine that somebody says, oh, so-and-so is so worried about you.
Well, they're worried about you because you're a fucking basket case. I mean, come on here, like a little self-awareness.
They just really wish that you would find someone and settle down.
Oh, by the way, the audience is uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I'm keeping them up at night with my pathetic single life. As if I don't have enough to worry about, then I've got to worry about them too. Believe me, I'm dealing with it. It's harder on me. Oh, sorry. In connection, it doesn't affect your life at all.
Well, it does if you don't shut up about it and we have to constantly hear about it.
Whether or not I have a boyfriend doesn't matter. And if it does matter, if your life is so dependent on that, you need to get a hobby, okay? And my last point, there is no one correct path. So some people get married really young. Some people get married young and get divorced. Some people get remarried. Some people get married when they're older. Some people live together forever and never get married. Some people are truly happy being single. And that's all fine. None of those are right or wrong. There is no one correct path or lifestyle or relationship. And that's actually the one that I need to take to heart the most.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need to watch the very end. That was, TED Talks are kind of mainly just nonsense. They're very faux intellectual. I remember when they first came out and I thought I remember people were making fun of them. It's just something to make, hipsters feel intelligent. And I didn't believe that at all. But the more I've seen of them, the more correct I feel that is. Although sometimes it can be an interesting introduction to some things. I have never seen a less informative TED Talk than this. I mean, this was just. I mean, what the hell was going on here? It was some desperate single woman going on and spurging for 11 minutes about how she couldn't find somebody. This was really awkward, and I have to say that I've never met anybody like this in real life. I don't know if people like this are common or what. In fact, when I first saw this video, I started asking people I knew about, like, have you dealt with any women who, like, maybe at work or something, who frequently will not shut up about how they're single? And so, certainly it certainly must be must be painful. Obviously, this girl is hurting. Um, as for what her problem is, like why she can't find somebody, well, um, I think we saw a few things in this video. I don't think she's working hard enough, and I think that she's probably tough to deal with. This was made, what was that, 6 years ago now, so hopefully she's found somebody by now. I do think that there was some black pills in there regarding height, some height pills. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure we can learn too much from this. But it was still, I don't know. For some reason, this video just really struck me. I mean, I thought it was really interesting, but I can't put my finger on why. See you in the next.